Podcast with Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.
Welcome everyone. This is the Narrative Podcast, and I am your host, Halsey Allen. Hope you're doing great this weekend, and then I'm doing great. See, breathing easy, taking natural remedies for those that listen to my live broadcast on Thursday. Knew I was stuffed up and congested. My nose is running like a faucet. But anyway, hope everybody's doing great and had a nice, productive weekend. I know everybody's all keyed up and gearing up for Labor Day weekend. Or is this Labor Day weekend? I know Labor Day is Monday and most places are closed. But anyway, welcome to the Narrative Podcast. Welcome all my narrators. If you're new to the podcast, allow me to briefly explain what it is and what I do. So it's called the Narrative Podcast. It's called the Narrative Podcast for a reason. Basically, on this platform, I destroy negative stereotypes about original people and original culture. When I say original people, I am referring to Black people. I have recently had an epiphany about the word Black and decided to omit that out of my vocabulary. And on my platform, I just refer to us as original people. It just works on so many levels. Now, the reason why I want to destroy these negative stereotypes and, false misrepresentations of us is because, it's destroying us socially, economically, and physically, mentally, and spiritually. So we need to get out positive frames of reference about us and our culture. So it's not about trying to win people over to accepting us or caring if they do not accept us. This is basically, to put out the positive frames of reference because, the things they got floating around in the internet, these television shows, is very insulting to the intelligence and is an absolutely false misrepresentation of us. That's not us at all. They just focused and lens on the negativity, not the positivity. They focus on the drug dealing, the drug using, the gang banging, violence between each other, and they completely ignore the entrepreneurialism, the leadership, the networking, caring about the community, caring about our elders, caring about our children, caring about our fellow human beings, and just they want to try to basically demonize us and make us out to be just, a real lost people and savages and just having no sustenance to us or redeeming qualities. So on my platform, what I just want to do is just, showcase and highlight us in a positive light, celebrate our accomplishments, and, just accentuate the best of the best people standing up, being leaders in the community, being activists, handling their business, raising their families, being entrepreneurs, or just like regular stand-up 9-to-5 people, but just not what they depict us all the time. They want to come up with these little situation comedies and scripted reality-based television shows that just have us looking like real savages, coming off real buffoonish. So I'm just projecting true examples of us, true examples of excellence from our community. What I do not do is I don't indulge in gossip, slandering my brothers, slandering my sisters. I do deliver commentary. And so what I might do is, if, one of us is doing, something that reflects poorly on all of us, I might address that situation. But other than that, I don't get on people. I don't do like roast people and all that. There's all kinds of other platforms for all that. I'm just like, it's a love fest on the Narrative Podcast. I just celebrate, the original people experience and try to build us up, try to edify us and, empower us and just, encourage people to share positive content. Hence the title, The Narrative, because that's why I call my listening audience my narrators, because we have the ability to change the narrative about how we and our culture is perceived with these little handheld devices that we have in our pockets and in our home, just on our tablets, cellular phones, notebooks, whatever digital device you use to post content. You could use that to be posting positive content because even though we are a very diverse group of people and we hail from many different regions, people outside of our culture kind of lump us all into one. So basically we're viewed and we're looked at based on the content we post online. So that's, our carbon footprint. And I just want to encourage people to post positive content and to be a narrator to some capacity. And I think we can shift and change the atmosphere about how we are being perceived. So I hope that sums it up for you. For my new people, my podcast is divided into sections. And I had speaking points for each section. I will describe each section as I come to them and, close out after that. I try to keep these things under an hour because I want my content to resonate. And, that's the main reason why I divided it into sections, and so I'm not just droning on and talking in circles. So like I have specific points and things I want to touch on and just be clear and concise. All right. So before I even dive into the content, this is a full broadcast of the Narrative Podcast. I want to take this time to apologize for ad rolls. So they might have already happened by the time, it gets to this section. It was probably like 2 or 3. I'm recording, so I don't know when the ad rolls are going to come up when I'm recording. But I got this podcast monetized and just taking this time to apologize for the ad rolls because they, when they pop up, they'll cut me off in mid-speech and it'll be about for 20, anywhere from 30 to 45 seconds. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm apologizing about that before I dive into my content. So up first section, this is the pre-warm-up section, I refer to it as. What I'm doing in this section is called the promotional section. I'm extending the olive branch for any original people that own or operate their own business. If they need or would like some free promotion to, hit me up for some free promotion, hit me up at passionwebmail at poeticpassion.host. In the subject bar, type promo. Body of the email, tell me a little bit about yourself, business, product, and service, and I will gladly promote it right here on the Narrative Podcast, 110% for free. I'm doing it on the street to reach one, teach one, and basically to keep that original people dollar circulated in the original people community, so I can do my part to help grow your business, so you can grow more opportunities for us, for your people, and the community that it's rooted in. What the heck was that? Oh, these darn sound effects. Gee whiz. But anyway, got a little distracted. So back to my next section. This is a promotional contest I'm running exclusively for this podcast. It is called the Chew on This challenge, or Chew on This contest, excuse me. And what this is basically just incentive for people to listen to me, or as a reward if you've been listening to me from day one, and I want to have your continued patronage of my podcast and tell other people about it. So to enter this contest, you just basically are participating in a topic, and the topic is Shopping While Black. Now, I came up with the title before I had the epiphany, so yeah, but all intents and purposes, the topic is Shopping While Black. I want to know your most recent Shopping While Black experience. And the reason why I want to know that is because it's a very real thing that continues to happen to a lot of us here in America and abroad, about how we're being treated by these retailers, by these merchants, store merchants, and just, anybody that comes in contact with that we have to purchase a good or goods or services from that aren't, original people themselves. So ideally, I know we're supposed to be purchasing from our own, but we were once there, but we're clearly not there anymore. We're getting back to it. It's this process, but in the meantime, we need to get treated like human beings, and so we need to keep the conversation going. That's why I'm doing the contest. To enter the contest, the same exact website or same exact email address that I gave for the promotional, the way I'm separating them is through the subject bars. So to enter the Chew on This contest in the subject bar, type Chew on This and then / or dash Shopping While Black, which is ever more convenient for you, so the / or the dash. And then you don't even have to type the whole word Shopping While Black. You can just type SWB. And in the body of the email, share your most recent Shopping While Black experience. Give me your mailing address so I know where to send your snack. And then what type of snack do you want? Very simple. Okay. Now here is the official start of my podcast. This is the highlight section. And what I'm doing is highlighting businesses originally owned and operated by original people. And the purpose of me doing this is to give, the positive frame of reference about entrepreneurialism, showcasing, highlighting that we can and do enjoy doing for ourselves and doing for our communities. And the types of businesses that I showcase in this section are, usually people that did not have it figured out, didn't know what they wanted to do in life, period. But somehow just got sick and tired of being sick and tired, took a chance on their dream and their vision, decided to, start a business, had little to no experience or education, but somehow figured it out. If they did have, extensive, education and training, it probably didn't align up to what they're doing currently, what their business is about. So, but, I just want to put that frame of reference that it is possible to figure it out if you really want it. Because the way the powers that be, they just have you just feeling like, there's no hope, there's no way out. And which is their goal. That's why they bombard the airwaves like that with all this negative content to, just destroy and extinguish your flame. But on my platform, I provide positive frames of reference. So that's what this section is about, is just providing positive frames of reference about diligent work ethic, entrepreneurialism, the entrepreneurialism spirits, overcoming adversity, and achieving your goals. That's what this section is about. And then also, I try to highlight businesses that do some type of philanthropy. They either have their own nonprofit organization, pay into a nonprofit organization, or sponsor something in their community. And then also for the final thing, it aligns up with my theme. This week's current theme. I don't know if I'm going to do it the entire month, because I might just, until the new year, might do like the 13 days of Christmas or something. I don't know. But for right now, this week's theme is the season of fall. So these businesses align up perfectly with that. So my inspiration for today's highlight section came from the season of fall, and something I think about. One of the first things I think about fall, I don't intentionally think about it, is kind of the retailers. They just push it and mush it all in your face, because everything has it in the stores. So it's like, I'm gonna probably ruin the segue, but pumpkin spiced everything. So, that's what's, inspired my highlight section today. These are original people owned and operated farms. And they're doing, of course, it's harvest season. And the cash crop this season is the pumpkin. So, but these are originally owned and operated farms. So, my first original people owned and operated business is the Ivy Leaf Farms, and the proprietor's name is Ivy Corinne Walls, and the email address is at www.ivyleaffarm.com. Physical address 4506 Fuqua Street, Houston, Texas, zip 77048. So it was founded in 2019 by Ivy. She says she started in, I didn't put that in the notes. I started to write it, but then I didn't finish the thought. But I guess I don't really need to, because if you visit the site, she has a very chronicled, detailed about section, and that's something I kind of always tell people. I've been saying on my platform, because people want to know, why you're doing something. But essentially, it was just to provide healthy food options and to just teach people, how to farm and agriculture, about the importance of agriculture, and, eating healthy and living right. That was her motivation for the farm. She also has, her other staff to help her. It's family owned and operated as well. Her father, he basically does the grunt work, the farming, planting the seeds, tilling the soil, all that good stuff, using his wisdom. And then she also has another young man on her staff. He specializes in, the health and wellness aspect of it, like the mental health. And then somebody else that does, chemistry, what goes with what, and then, metabolism and all that. So, go check out that website to read their program in complete detail. They are completely self-sufficient and they are for the community. That's their whole mission statement, is to be for the community, to build, to build us up, to help us be healthy and strong and maintain vitality. So, they also got a shop. She has her own shop, and that's one of the ways they fund the farm, is their side projects. So it's actually like kind of sort of like a nonprofit as well. But just, pro tip, when you're starting a business, you have to get your LLC and your, and any other things you might need, your business, your LLC, your S Corp, C Corp, whatever, as many things you can to keep yourself safe. Another thing you will want to do is to, file for a nonprofit, because when you start your own nonprofits, you can take money from your business and pay your nonprofit. So essentially you're paying yourself and you're getting the tax write-off. So just something to think about. And then not to mention, it's just like the human thing to do. Like, you just sit up there and make your money and just screw everybody else. But anyway, on to the next business. I usually have about 4 or 5, and I could have easily did like over 6, but these ones just, I don't know, they stood out the most out of all the ones that I was reading over. So I thought that was very interesting, and I really wanted to like focus directly on pardon me, lost my place. All right, I'm back. Sorry for that little dead airspace. It just kind of got discombobulated. I was looking for something and, got wrapped up in this darn cord. But what I was saying was I'm on my next section now. Not my next section in the podcast, just my next business. I'll be for the highlight section. So this next section is called the Wa-Mer Urban Farm, and that's ancient Kemetic, and it's loosely translated into English as beloved water. The proprietor is Susan Daniel Mitchell. And the physical address is 1011 Court, Birmingham, Alabama. And basically, she did it. She hopes to teach, everybody about the importance of agriculture, and she's hoping to, start a co-op, farmers market co-op with the with her endeavor. She doesn't have an actual website. She's on Facebook. So you can go to Facebook and type the Wamer Farm, and it's spelled Uamer, but it's pronounced Wamer. So, yeah. And then I'm going to just fact check right quick. Sorry I'm taking so long. I just had to punch it up. So again, the spelling is Uamer, farm, urban farm. Excuse me. You got it, Uamer, urban farm. But it's pronounced Wamer. So, I don't know, that's interesting. So, yeah, that's her mission statement, is to inspire other community members to grow food in Smithville and create a cooperative community fresh market to foster a thriving local economy. So, yeah, her complete story on why she did it, what she specializes in, is on the Facebook page. But like I said, it is a season of fall, so I know she got some pumpkins. And then sidebar, pumpkins are a superfood. Like for fellas, it just like it's for that vitality to keep everything strong. You feel me? The seeds, you can eat the entire thing except the outer rind. Um, it got a kind of bland, neutral taste, so it works well with other things. Pretty works well with everything. Not like hard to season and flavor, but it does kind of have a pronounced like. It does kind of have its own pronounced flavor, like, but not so like overpowering. You can't enjoy it, but there's all kinds of health benefits from the pumpkin. It's just like nutrient dense and packed with so many things that's good for you. So definitely get you some pumpkin. They have all kinds of, original people owned farms is having pumpkin harvesting, activities going on. So you just, do your own due diligence, punch in that browser and see what's going on in your neck of the woods. But definitely go get you some pumpkin in your life. All right. So on to my next section. This section is called the spotlight section. In this section, what I'm doing is giving a prominent figure in our community their own flowers, or spotlighting them, as it were. And sidebar, before I added a spotlight section to my podcast, literally nobody online or anywhere else was spotlighting anybody. And that's a fact. Like, it's documented now. Like, you can go and check it out for yourself. And that's how I know I'm being impactful on my platform. People are listening to me, even if the views might not say so, or my stats might not say so. I know I'm being a recognized name now. I'm making an impact, making a dent, sending shockwaves through, the blogosphere, the podcast world, with this thing I'm doing that's going to just keep spiraling and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So thanks for all the support. I know like so many people is like listening to me and just wanting to see wanting to hear rather, since it's an audio platform, what I do next. And then anticipating and waiting for each episode to drop. So that feels great. I feel like I'm living my purpose doing this. I am going to transition into the video side of it, and you're going to just see me getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But anyway, on to this week's spotlights. Today I will be spotlighting Mrs. Viola Davis. So Viola Davis was born in 1965. She was born on her grandmother's farm on the Singleton Plantation. It didn't really say which state. She attended Central Fall High School and was involved in TRIO Upward Bound program. This is something for that they had brown students and low income Caucasian students. Basically like a reform program, but it helped her give the leg up she needed to propel herself into what she is today. After that, she studied at Rhode Island College, participated in the International Exchange Program. Then she went on to attend 4 years of Juilliard. Her big break came in an off-Broadway play in 1992. And as they say, the rest is history. I'm not going to run down each timeline. I'm not going to do that. You could do your own due diligence on that. But the reason why I'm highlighting her is, how dynamic an actress she is, and her confidence and her poise, the way she carries herself, especially because Hollywood is very, transparent in the ways of, the way they recognize talent. There's a whole lot of colorism in Hollywood, and her being so darkly complected, she didn't give up on her dream. She didn't give up on her passion. I think throughout her career, in my opinion, they try to put her in a box and stick her, but she just kept on just breaking through that ceiling. And I know she has become, a model for our young women who have issues about their dark skin. And, just being that physical presence that, that your skin color is beautiful, and you don't have to bleach it. They want to be like you. So you see a lot of them getting tans. And there's just something magnificent about that melanin, So when they say, I omitted the word black out of mine, but when they say like black girl magic, like that's who you automatically think of because she's darkly complected and she is just winning and, not just physically attractive, but, she has that inner beauty that just, vibrates as well. So it's like you can just see her passion from afar, tell like all the people that she's reaching, and being resilient in Hollywood and being very selective of her roles. You haven't really seen her, playing crackheads and prostitutes and just showing all of her goodie box. Seen her in roles where she's rolling out of bed with like, different dudes. So like she's being selective of her roles and like all of her roles have been like powerful and impactful lately. And I'm anxious for the new movie she got coming out. So I know that's going to be epic and legendary. The new movie directed by Ryan Coogler. So, I know that's going to be a monster. Let me see the title. I forgot the title, but I've seen the trailer this weekend. I mean, last weekend, excuse me. I said this weekend. That would be like the day, bruh. Let me just punch it up. What's it called? The Woman King. That just sounds, climactic. Can't wait to see that one. But again, I'm gonna go a little bit off-putting. I think I hit on that subject on my live about our true nature and our true culture. We didn't subjugate our women. Our women ruled beside us. Our women were our equals. We didn't start trying to dominate women until we got around a certain presence, around a certain people. We wasn't doing all that. But anyway, she's more than worthy of the roses. She has just been propelling us forward, through, the roles that she plays and just how she goes in Hollywood, living and embracing her essence and embracing her dark skin and just, not letting them transform her into something that's not her. You feel me? So that's why I gave her the spotlight today, and I'm going to take time to give her a warm round of narrative podcast applause. And yeah, so that's the spotlight on Mrs. Viola Davis. And now for this next section, this is my health and wellness section. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm just want to promote the healthy, active, and fit lifestyle. Because there's no sugar coating it. There's no way I can like dress it up and not say nice to it. We are the target of so many sicknesses and diseases. They're cooking up, putting in the food, putting in the air, putting in the water, to, exclusively single us out. Like it attacks our genetic makeup, these things that they do to our the air we breathe and the food we eat. It ain't no secret. It's war. They've waged war on us. They are trying to eradicate us from the face of the earth. And so I just want in this section to just share what little knowledge I have, things that I know that have worked in my own personal life to just, help keep your immune system fortified and help your mind stay focused and your spirits up and just, be in total body wellness. So we don't fall victims to all these little nasty things that are concocting to specifically target us. And by us, I mean original people. My platform's for anybody to listen to. I don't care what, background you come from. You're more than free to listen, but my target audience is original people. Health benefit of today is lemongrass. Lemongrass aids in digestion. It helps with muscle spasms. It helps lower blood pressure. Helps ease joint pain. Natural remedy for nausea. Helps reduce or eliminate vomiting. Helps with cough. Reduces fever. The most common thing it's used for is an antiseptic and an astringent. So you can it has antibacterial properties, antimicrobial properties, anti-inflammatory, and antifungal. You can also use it to treat ringworms, scabies, and athlete's feet. So it's extremely potent. It's commonly used in East Asian cuisine, mostly in the Thai region, also in parts of India. They use it in cooking. Mongolia. It's, it's a real aromatic smell. It's a pleasantly sour taste to it. It's not as tart as a lemon per se, but it has some tartness to it. It's really good in what is that soup I like? That Thai soup. They got a coconut cream base. I think it's called tom yum. Yeah, they use it in that. But point being, what I was trying to say, it's really good. You can make a tea out of it. It's just so versatile. You definitely should check into incorporating lemongrass into your diet. All right. Second to the last section is my speaking point of the day. In this section, what I'm doing or attempting to do is to control the narrative. So when I see usually when I see current events, something that's happening either directly in our community or something happening in the world that may directly or indirectly impact us, I want to just, unpack it from the original people perspective. So basically what I'm doing in this section is controlling the narrative, because history has taught us, you have to tell your own story, because if you don't tell your story, you will have your story told for you, and the story they're telling currently about us is a bad one. The story they're telling about us is where we are corrupt, we are violent, we are amoral, have no regard for our own lives or anyone around us. This is the image, that they're trying to perpetuate about us. These stereotypes, these stigmas. They just focus on the negative nuances within our culture instead of the positive things in our culture. So, yeah. And sometimes I don't have an actual topic. In the days I don't have a topic, if I just have an observation, I might share it, or just something I was thinking, I might share it as it relates to us, like as a whole, things I noticed about our people. And today's one of them days. I didn't have a topic. I didn't really see nothing trending, like really worth talking about, because most of it is just like gossip. And I already said I don't do gossip on my platform. I think what I probably want to do is just expound on what I had said on my live on Thursday about these high-priced symbols and us, and then why we love it. It's just like we need these symbols to feel important, to feel valued, like to feel good about ourselves. It's like we want to embody, the image, the outward image of people that do not value us as human beings. Like we want to wear all these high-priced things to place a value on ourselves when we are the value. Because nobody would even buy it unless we said it was cool. And see, that goes all the way back to something I said way back when I first started doing my podcast, and something I kind of incorporate in pretty much everything I say is about programming and conditioning. See, with this media, what they do is just subtly program and condition us into viewing ourselves a certain way. What these retailers that do, I think I had said something about, I shared the story about Payless basically finessing everybody in this prank / social experiment just to see if people was going to buy it. Like a high-end fashion. I forgot the name of even what they said, their product, when they did this little joke. It was just regular Payless shoes, but they was, finessing people, trying to make them think it's better than what it is. And so, they finessed us into believing, certain things are better than what they are. And I guess by my point where I'm going with this is like, ain't nothing better than what we are. We born perfect. We shouldn't have to conform to their ideologies and belief systems, what they consider wealth, what they consider class, what they consider success, what they consider intelligence. We shouldn't be measuring ourselves on their scale. We should be looking at ourselves through, God's eyes, because we are the chosen people. Not saying we're superior to anyone. I'm just saying we some magnificent mother moon. We some magnificent mugs. We do like some really magnificent things. It's like you shouldn't have to go out and purchase you a European fashion designer to matter. You shouldn't have to go out and feel like you got to purchase $100,000 car to feel like you're a success. You can be just naturally prosperous, naturally virtuous, because just naturally good. You don't need all those fillers. They try to trick us and finesse us like white is good and black is bad. So they even oh, that's ghetto. Like if we do anything that's ghetto, like that's low class, that's, beneath, Another example I forgot to give about the way they finesse people, I kind of like these little cooking shows and stuff to watch for entertainment. I think it was 1 year in Hell's Kitchen. Like Gordon Ramsay, he had ground up some hot dogs and had a can of spray cheese, and he did something, basically finessing them and telling them it was something it wasn't, trying to make them think it was like a pate and some rich people stuff, and it was just like canned cheese and ground up hot dogs. But they were sitting up there, I forget what season it was. They was just like eating it like it was, extending their pinkies and like thinking they really getting that high class stuff. And they do that a lot in restaurants. Like they be thinking taking advantage of your being naive. I'm choking on the word, you know what I was trying to say. But naivety, still saying it wrong, but you know what I mean. Being naive, they do it all the time. They give you some freshwater roe and tell you it's like some, top shelf caviar and charge you like damn near $100 a gram for it. Put truffle oil and stuff and say it's truffle, or it's truffle infused, like they're using fresh truffles, and it's just like some really low grade stuff in an aluminum can, but it's a 5-star restaurant. And then while I'm at it, like the Michelin star is just something, invented by Michelin Tire Company. This is something they invented, as like just something to sell maps for tourists. Here, go visit these restaurants, and now it's a standard in restaurants. You have to have a Michelin star to say you're a high-end restaurant. You don't have to have all these things. Like just because it costs more doesn't mean it's better. And that's what we've been programmed and conditioned to, is believing if it don't cost a lot of money, it's no good. And then meanwhile, while the dominant society, they don't spend nothing. They don't even spend their money. They use like business credit and all these other little loopholes, tax loopholes to maintain their wealth. I had seen a TikTok of this lady who was like a CEO or something, this big $100 million conglomerate company. She was showing the inside of her house. She had an old 50-inch. She was stuck in the 90s, y'all. She had an old, like, 60, 70-inch floor model, wood grain analog TV. She's like, yeah, I got this for $75 with a big giant remote VHS player. And then she was showing her closet. She was going through to thrifting, going to the thrift stores. And this lady is like a big CEO. She don't, you know what I'm saying? But she's like got millions on top of millions. Her kids is going to have money. But somehow we allow ourselves to get finessed by these people that don't even deem us worthy or see us as human beings, let alone equals. So, yeah, that's probably my commentary is like, basically what I'm saying, you don't have to have high value to highly value yourself. You don't have to pay an exorbitant amount of money to feel like a success. You don't need a $300 shirt or like a $200 pants to say you got it like that. You don't need to sit up there and do stupid stuff like diamonds in your shoelace. We need to be more like financially responsible because it ain't just about us, it's for future generations, so they ain't got to go what we went through. I ain't trying to like tell you what to do with your money because I know a lot of us, when we do acquire the money, we came from not having nothing. So of course you want to just, see what this is, experiment. Well, I never had this, I never had that. And I get it. But it's like, it's a finesse though. Everything they're telling you is fine and elegant. It's just like, you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. Like if you bought a regular bottle of scotch and then went and got you some $200 or $300 bottle of Blue Label, or what? Well, that's whiskey. Like if you just, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell the difference. You're just buying the label because it costs money. And like I said, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life. You want to splurge. Hey, do you? But at the same time, we just got to be mindful that we are at war and we need all the resources that we can get to win it. So that's all. Just don't allow yourself to be finessed and sit up here paying top dollar for the drip, and you're the drip. So you hustling backwards. You trying to live up to European standards, and the Europeans is looking at you to draw inspiration from. When you can just go inside yourself and be yourself and charge them money. But like you know what I'm saying? You're going backwards. Okay, and I'll put a pin on that section, and my last section is my final thoughts. In this section, the final thought of the day is basically where I'm closing out. This is just something I do to have you think, to inspire you to critically think about something, just to put something real heavy on your mind, just like a jewel, pearl wisdom, just something to think about. And then after that section, I plug whatever I got going on and close out. So final thought of the day, you're already enough. That's my final thought of the day. You're already enough. We sit and pray for the perfect moment. We pray for the hope and pray for, an X amount of money, the perfect mate, or whatever. We pray, we want something to complete us, to fulfill us. But you're already enough. You're the answer. You're the key. It don't get no better than you. Take that in. You're already enough. So that will conclude this episode of the Narrative Podcast. Join me next week for another full episode of the Narrative Podcast. Make sure you download this episode of the Narrative Podcast and all previously recorded episodes of the Narrative Podcast. I also do live broadcasts. I just have random lives. I never know which day that I will choose to go live. And that's why I call them random lives. So on the days that I'm live, just a good way not to miss it is to check out my YouTube page. Just regular Halsey Allen, Hallzie, Allen, on YouTube. And my profile pic is I got my hand over my forehead, and it looks like I'm in deep thought. That's me. That's because there's a lot of Halsey Allens. I'm just trying to make sure you got the right one when you follow me on YouTube. And just subscribe to that channel, because this podcast, what it does is automatically upload to the YouTube, and then it automatically uploads to my Twitter as well. So you might want to follow me on Twitter to avoid missing me when I'm live. And Halsey Allen on Twitter as well. Only other thing I got right now that's in completion is my personal poetry contest. I got tons more projects out coming out real soon. But yeah, ongoing project is my poetry blog, personal poetry blog on blogger.com. It's called Halsey's Poetry Corner. And the web address is www.mrhalseysblogs.com. And the way you support that is by sharing all my poems with that link from Mr. Halsey's Poetry Corner blog.com, sharing it to all your platforms. Whatever platform you got, whether it's a Facebook, a YouTube, a Twitter, an Instagram, a TikTok, Snapchat, whatever. I don't know, I don't know if people still do Snapchat or whatever ones, but whatever you're active on, if you share, a poetry, one of my poems from Halsey's Poetry Corner, that'll make all the difference in the world and help me, expound what I'm doing here on this platform and help me venture off into other avenues. So, yeah, thank you for listening today. Join me next weekend for another full broadcast of the Narrative Podcast. Halsey Allen and the Narrative Podcast signing off and wishing you a great day and rest of the weekend. See you soon this weekend, and keep checking my podcast for my lives. I never know when I'm going live, so just continuously tune into the Narrative Podcast. Halsey Allen and the Narrative Podcast signing off.
Put a little bit of shit, put a little bit of shit, get a little bit of gasoline. Put a little bit of shit,
You are now listening to the Narrative Podcast with Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.